Woof woof. Oh wait, I mean nay. My name is Dyson, and I'm going to tell you about my accident-prone life. First, I'm going to tell you about my scary doctor's visit. I went to the hospital for a normal checkup. Everything started as usual. They weighed me at first, and I was 3.6 kilograms, which means I'm growing at a healthy rate. Next, they took me back into an exam room. After this, they tested me for tapeworms like they usually do. Normally, there is nothing wrong, and I'm in perfect health, except this time they found a tapeworm. They taught me everything I need to know about them and how they would treat it. I even learned what a scolex was. Shortly after this, they took me into another waiting room to get me wormed. That's what the doctors had called it. Thankfully, this went smoothly. I thought that this appointment couldn't get any worse, but I was wrong. As I was getting my treatment started, another doctor came into the room and told us that I had a scurry, a vitamin C deficiency. I was then given a vitamin C pill to take daily to ensure this wouldn't happen again. At first, I was very confused as to why all these problems were happening, and then I remembered that I was recently a waif and I was found by my loving owners. Thankfully, after this, I was able to go back home. After a month, I went back to the doctor again for another checkup on my vitamin C. I was also going to ask them about a bump on the back of my ear that I had found the day before. We found out that my vitamin C was back to normal, and we also found out that the bump on the back of my ear was a wheal. So they gave me some ointment to put on it to make it stop itching and to make it go away. Another month went by, and it was time for me to start saddle training. I was so excited. Everything was going perfect at first, and I was having a great time until, of course, my luck came into play, and I got a saddle gal, which is a wound that horses can get from saddles. It wasn't super painful because my owner caught it before it got too bad, but sadly I wasn't able to saddle train for a week. I then continued to saddle train until my luck took a turn for the worse. My carpal joint has been bothering me for a while, and my owner took me back to the vet. I was informed that I had a knee spavin, an injury in the knee that is common in horses, and that my saddle training could be halted for 3 months. But thankfully, my keratin, which is one of the key materials in your hair, nails, and outer layer of your skin, is doing great and improving every day. Let's hope that I don't get keratosis, which is when your keratin becomes thickened. Out of all of my medical problems, I hope that I never get ketosis, which is a disease of the blood which is caused by a buildup of ketone, like my friend Lola. Lola is just like me and has had numerous medical conditions over the years of her life. Unlike me, Lola is a regular cat instead of being a dog. Oh, whoops, I meant horse like me. Not to mention that she also has had ketonuria, which is the buildup of fat found in the urine. They aren't sure how this happened, but about a week later, she had surgery to try and help her out. Then, out of the blue, she had an excessive amount of ketone bodies, which is the product of the metabolism of fat, and she was slowly becoming diabetic. At 3 years old, Lola had to have a kidney transplant due to how severe her diabetes had become. She slowly recovered, but this was only the beginning of a long road of terrible issues. 3 months after her surgery, her owner noticed that her eye was looking swollen. They then brought her to the vet where she diagnosed with kerativitis, an inflammation of the cornea. So to help her out, they did a procedure called keratocinitis, which is where they puncture the cornea to release some pressure in the cornea to make her eye feel better. The surgery was successful for a while until about a year after her surgery. Her owner rushed her to the vet and they diagnosed her with keratoconjunctivitis, which is where the cornea and the conjunctiva becomes inflamed. She then underwent another hard, stressful surgery called keratectomy, which is where part of the cornea is removed. The eye never fully recovered, so they decided to do a procedure called keratoplasty, which is where they do a cornea transplant. Now that's enough about Lola. Why don't we get back to me and my issues? So just a few hours before I started telling this story, I lost my wolf teeth, which is the first molar that is in my mouth. Because of this, hopefully I won't have as many problems as I do now. Okay, bye guys. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoy your day. Woof woof. Oh wait, I mean nay.